Hey everyone, happy 2026. I wanted to kick the year off by making a quick video breaking down some of the features we released in our last changelog of 2025. Our CTO Chris snuck this in on December 30th, but it announces version 1.0 of our CLI. Now, Knock's had a CLI since May of 2023, but most of the changes to the CLI since then have been about keeping the CLI in parity with the resources you have access to in the dashboard. So adding support for things like partials, message types, and guides as the platform has expanded. Now, in my opinion, this 1.0 release is really about ease of use and making it easier to bring the Knock CLI into your more advanced development workflows by supporting a beta feature that we have called branching. So what I want to do in this quick video is just kind of walk you through a couple of these commands and sort of show you how branching might work in practice as a part of your existing development workflow. So the first thing that we'll do is just kind of come over here and we'll use this knock login command, which makes it way easier to for somebody to gain access and work with the Knock CLI when in the past you needed to create a service token. So we'll go ahead and run knock login, and then that should kick off this OAuth flow where we can choose an account and allow access. And now the CLI should inherit all of the permissions that are associated with the user who made that request. So we can see there that we're successfully authenticated. And then let's go ahead and run a command like knock workflow list to check our authentication status. And then this should just print us out a list of our workflow details. All right, cool. So that's working as we would expect. So now it looks like we have a bunch of stuff in this project for Collab.io, but we don't have any Knock resources locally. So let's go ahead and hop back out to our CLI reference. And let's come down here to managing resources and let's initialize a new project. And so this is a new command that we've added that makes it a little bit easier to get your directory structure set up. Before, we kind of allowed the developer to make a best choice around, where they would store all of their Knock resources and whether there was a top level folder or not. Now this just makes it easier. We provide kind of an opinionated default. If you just accept this, then that's going to go ahead and create this .knock directory. And it's also going to create this knock.json metadata file so that anywhere you are, the CLI is always going to reference the directory in that metadata file when it looks for resource specific directories like workflows or partials. And so now we can go ahead and just run a top level pull command to pull all of our Knock resources into our local environment. And it should just one by one make different API requests to our management API to get all of the different resource types that you have in your dashboard into your local environment. So now we can see we've got guides, layouts, message types, partials, and workflows. All right, so rock on. So what we can do now is let's actually take a look at how branching works. So we've got this new branches menu option here, and here we can see that it has a number of different commands. And let's go ahead and just hop back into the terminal and let's run knock branch list to list all of the branches that we have in Knock. So we can see there that we've got 4 different branches, but let's say that we're kicking off a new stream of work as a part of Collab.io, and we want to create a new feature branch, and then we'll say onboarding and create a new feature branch. So what we would now do is probably we would want to create that branch in Knock as well. So now we can say knock branch create feat dash onboarding. And then that is going to actually create that branch in our dashboard. So if we come back into our Collab.io dashboard and open up this branches selector, we can see there that we have this feature onboarding branch, which means that all of the resources inside of this branch are isolated. So just like it would be in a Git branch, this Knock branch provides you with the same isolation benefits. Cool. So now that we're working in the CLI, we would want to switch to that branch. So say knock branch switch, and then we'll provide it that key of the branch. And this is going to also prompt me to create this metadata file so that the CLI can keep track of where we at knock branch, the current branch that we're on. So if we switch back to main, obviously that will update. Okay, so very cool. So now what we can do is let's go ahead and actually create a new workflow. So we've got some new commands to help you with this as well. So before you could kind of like edit stuff using the CLI and using the local files, but it was kind of hard to create new resources because we have kind of very specific JSON file types for our workflow definitions. And then obviously you could edit the templates, but it was kind of hard to create one. So what we added here is a series of new commands for all of the different resource types in Knock. So like partials, guides, message types, all of those things have a new command that will use an interactive prompt to help you create a new workflow. So we'll say knock workflow new, and then this is going to ask for a name. We'll say onboarding, and since this is a branch, we'll just call it branch. And then it's going to infer the key from the workflow name. It's going to tell you, hey, we're going to need to create a new directory. And then we can also come down here and select the different types of steps that we want in that particular workflow. And then if we open up our Knock directory and open up workflows and we go down to onboarding branch, we can see there that all of that stuff has been created for us. So cool. So now what we would want to do is let's go ahead and push that workflow to our branch and Knock. So we'll say Knock workflow push, and then we'll say onboarding branch. And that's going to validate and then should push to our dashboard here. And so if we refresh, let's see, onboarding branch. Okay, boom, there we can see that there already loaded up for us. But now importantly, if we switch back to our main branch, we see no onboarding branch workflow. And that is really isolated on our branch currently. So that's kind of the basics of how branching works. A lot of that still works the same, so you still need to commit it. And then eventually, when you're ready, if we hop back up to our branch commands, we have sort of a merge feature where you can merge a branch back into your development branch and then use the same promotion workflow that you would on your other Knock resources. So awesome. I hope that gives you kind of a good breakdown of some of the new and cool features that we've added to the CLI. Also gives you a little preview of our beta branching feature, which should help larger engineering teams collaborate and make it a little bit easier to bring some of those local resources into your actual code base or your CI/CD pipelines. So watch out for more info on that in the future. Awesome. Thanks for watching.